So I was saying the two volume conditions. If you don't satisfy them, look at the speed of the road. If the speed is more than 40 miles per hour, are you satisfying 70% of them? Okay, let's say the speed is also either it is not more than 40 miles per hour, or if it was more than 40 miles per hour, you did not satisfy the volumes. Okay, so this condition not satisfied, this not satisfied, this all 3 points not satisfied. Okay, now the last condition is saying, let's say the number of crashes is not 5 but 4. If it is 4, I did not satisfy, right? But 4 is 80% of 5. Okay, so I satisfied 80% of it. Okay, then I look for these two values. Okay, let's say I did not satisfy 300, but my volume was minimum 280. Okay, 280 is more than 80% of 300. Don't think it is. Okay, and let's say here I did not satisfy 200, but my volume is 180. Okay, which is more than 80% of 200. So this 80% or more, this 80% or more, this 80% or more, all three of them 80%, 80%, 80%. Then you can still provide a always stop sign. Okay. So if you
conditions to put always.
No, if you satisfy one of them, it's okay. Which one? These are the three main conditions. These are three main conditions. Okay. If you satisfy any one of them, it's fine. If you did not satisfy, then look for B and C 80%. If you satisfy B and C 80%, you will put the always stop sign. Clear? Okay. Yeah. Other criteria which you can consider, these are optional, special cases. The need to control left turning conflict. So the left turning is causing too much traffic to stop. There's a problem with the left turning from the major side or the minor side. You need to control it, and so you can put always stop sign. The need to control pedestrian vehicle conflicts. Okay, so this is considered when you have too much pedestrian volume. Okay, so you see too many pedestrians crossing, the total or the number of cars is less, but the pedestrian crossing is very high. Yeah. Locations where a road user means anybody, driver, passenger, driver, pedestrian and bicyclist. Okay, if side distance is not enough for any one of them, then you can go for always stop sign. An intersection of two residential collectors, okay, through streets which have similar design characteristics, and you feel that putting a multi-way stop sign will improve the traffic flow. Okay, so these are some special conditions where you may go for a always stop sign. Okay.
I will ask about this thing.
Which things?
This thing.
Ask who?
Ask us in the exam.
You will see. You will see. Huh?
I asked you, but it will
No,
not come.
no, inshallah. You should be more worried about this, because this is neither theory nor numerical. Huh? It can come in the quiz, it can come in the exam.
But I asked.
Huh?
But I asked you about it.
Okay. See, there are innocent questions like this, and there are good questions like yours. Okay. Innocent questions, they will not come in the exam. Good questions, obviously, exams are for good questions, right? Okay. Then we have warrants for yield sign. Okay, a yield sign is always considered default at the roundabouts. So if you go for a roundabout, all sides of the roundabout have a yield sign. Yield meaning give way. Yield meaning give way sign. Okay, so if you go for a roundabout, give way is default. Okay, you cannot use any other sign. Okay, it's give way by default or yield by default. And yield means that what? Give way means what? If you see a give way sign, what you need to do? You stop, then it's a stop sign, right? No?
For the major road.
And what do? You stop, then it's a stop sign.
You wait until
You
there's
wait.
chance to.
You reduce your speed.
You reduce your speed.
Yeah.
Okay? You reduce your speed. No need to stop. Okay? Until you see somebody from the other side, there is no need to stop. On a stop sign, you need to stop. Okay? Yield sign can be installed if you fulfill any of these conditions. So if you have approach to a through street or highway, where the conditions are that the stop sign is not always required. Okay, so then you go for a yield sign. So there can be conditions which may require a stop sign, but the traffic is not always to that level. So you can look for a yield sign as well. So you can put a yield sign there. At the second crossroad of a divided, yes. So this is why I told you. Why did you do this? Okay. So you have a road, okay, and the median is very wide. Okay, the road median is very wide. So what can happen? You can come from here. You can enter, okay, and the median is wide enough for you to stop here. Okay, so you can give a yield sign here for the person who is crossing. Okay, because there is enough space for him to stop here. Okay, so this is what they mean here. Second crossroad of a divided highway. This is the second crossroad. So you cross when you enter from here. Okay, there was nobody in this direction. You entered, but now you see the car coming from the other side, so you can stop here. Okay, you can give a sign to make sure that this driver is going slowly here. Okay, but we do it anyways, right? We want to cross, nobody is giving us visual. What can we do? Huh? We have to stand in the middle of the road, so the other person will stop, right? Okay, but this should only happen when the road is very wide. Okay, and then you have a wide median as well. Okay, on a channelized turn lane. Okay, so you have a right turn lane, a separate right turn lane. After the lane, you have to merge with the main traffic, right? After the turn, you have to merge with the main traffic. Okay, so that lane can have a yield sign. So you try to, obviously somebody is coming from the main lane, that person has a priority, right? So you cannot enter the lane until it is empty. Okay, so that lane, that extra lane can have a yield sign. Okay, yeah, an intersection where some special problem exists. There's a tree or there are too many pedestrians which are crossing, and the engineer thinks, okay, that putting a yield sign will be beneficial. So this is judgment now. Okay, this is for people like you. Okay, don't understand anything, but I have to put an answer, so we put a yield sign. Okay, and facing the entering roadway for a merge type movement. Okay, so two roads are merging into something. Okay, two roads are merging from different directions. Okay, so on this merge point, you can put a yield sign. Okay, two roads are merging into a single lane or something like this. Clear? It can be for a ramp as well. Ramp is also merging, right? So it can be for this situation as well. Okay, the highest type of traffic control is the signal. Okay, in signal, the flow is handled in alternative times, right? Okay, the flow is carried out in alternative times. So you don't have, or you restrict the vehicles from different directions to enter at the same time. You do not allow them to enter at the same time. Okay, they are installed for operational reasons. Okay, operational reasons meaning to improve the traffic flow, reducing the delay. Okay, as compared to the other types of traffic control devices, signals have the highest capacity. Okay, as compared to the other types of traffic control devices. Signals have the highest capacity. Or it could be installed for safety reasons, okay, to reduce the number of crashes on the site. They are also used for accommodating other road users, for example, pedestrians and bicyclists. So on some intersections or on some locations you may see pedestrian signals, right? On some locations they are installed on the intersection, but not because of vehicles. They are installed so that the pedestrians can cross the intersection safely, or the bicycle riders can cross the intersection safely. It could also be used for prioritizing other modes of transportation. Okay, there's a video, I hope it works. It doesn't. Okay, so this is now a bus priority signal. Okay, a priority signal for the buses. So when the bus arrives, the signal becomes red for the other vehicles, means for the other directions. Okay, and it gives a chance for the bus to move. Okay, so any direction which is conflicting with the bus will have a red signal. Okay, and the bus can go from a different lane or even from the same lane as well, whichever lane is the bus in, normally the right hand side lane, right? So it can continue without any conflict. So this is a transit priority signal. So signals can be used for giving more chances to vehicles which have a priority. Okay, and it can be used for emergency vehicles as well. Okay, when emergency vehicles approach, then you manually or using the sensors, you block the signals for the other direction. You make them red so that the emergency vehicle can go safely. Okay, I read maybe a week ago or some few days ago that there was a concern from the government that people try to give way to ambulance and fire trucks. Okay, and in the process they go hit each other. Okay, because the ambulance is right there, obviously. Why not make use of it? Huh? Okay, so you are going come, take us with you as well. We also did this, something like this. Okay. Signals can have different types of controllers. You can have pre-timed, you can have actuated, coordinated, or you can have fully actuated. Okay, what do we mean? So pre-timed means the signal operations does not change from one cycle to another cycle. Okay, for a specific time period, the signal timings do not change. Okay, and we decide the signal timing according to the throughput, meaning the volume. Okay, we decide the signal timing based on the volume, but we know the volume changes in different times of the day, right? Okay, so signal timing is programmed for different times of the day according to the expected volume. And then it will remain the same in that time period. Okay, so it's not like in 1 minute it is this much, 30 seconds of green, and next minute it will be 40 seconds of green. It will not happen. Okay, so you say the signal timing will remain this much for 4 hours, it will remain this much for 4 hours. Okay, and it's based upon expected volumes. Okay, it's a traditional type, the most classical type of signals, but they are still used. They are considered inefficient in most cases because of traffic fluctuations. Traffic does not operate according to our expectation, right? Traffic varies a lot. Okay, and nobody can say that whatever numbers I have calculated, you can expect them on every day. with highest accuracy. Okay, so there is always fluctuation more than your expectation, and these signals are not suitable for any fluctuation, real-time fluctuation. Okay, so that's why they are considered inefficient, but they can still be used in grid systems. This is a grid system, see here, it's like a grid which you see on the graph. Okay, so they are most appropriate for grid system, downtown grid system, meaning downtown area is the commercial area. Okay, downtown areas are the commercial areas. Okay, so in these commercial areas, now what is the grid system? In grid system, normally it's a network of one-way streets. Okay, you may have seen it in if you go towards the souk areas, you will see lots of one-way streets. So this is street, you can only go this direction, and next street you can only go this direction. So there is one-way operation happening in different directions, in this direction as well as in the horizontal direction. Okay, so because of this one-way operation, the pre-timed signals can maintain the flow in both directions, no problem. Okay, so they are considered useful in these conditions. Okay, because you are not worried about conflicts too much. There is not traffic coming from both sides. Okay, so in this case you can use them very conveniently. Then we have actuated coordinated, or also called as semi-actuated. Okay, actuation means they are connected to a sensor. Okay, and semi-actuated means that the sensor is only in on one of the highways. There are two highways. One highway has the sensors. Okay, so normally they are used when a main highway is connected to a smaller highway, to a smaller street. Okay, to a secondary street. So which one will have the sensor? The main or the secondary? Secondary will have the sensor. Okay, so that the main does not stop until the sensor calls from the secondary street. Clear? Okay, so yeah, so on the main line, on the major highway, you have specific green times, and the start and end points are assigned. Okay, so this is the meaning of coordination now. Coordination means that the signals from the point on the highway, from that point till the end point, the signals are coordinated. All of them have sensors on their minor streets. Okay, and all of them have the same cycle length. Okay, the complete time of the signal from the first point to the last point is same, and all of them are semi-actuated. Okay, what it will do, I think this will work. See how fast. So this is the major street, and this is the minor street. Semi-actuated means this street will have the sensors. Okay, so what it will do, this is without sensors. If you don't have sensors, then this can happen. Okay, so you see this car is blocking these guys. Okay, which are from the other intersection. If they have sensors, then they're not moving. Now they, okay, so you see they will keep on moving from one intersection to the next one. This is the meaning of coordination. Okay, coordination in green times. Okay, this is black time. Coordination in green times of the signals. Okay, so when the car moves from the first signal, it will find the green on the next one as well. It will keep on moving. This is the meaning of coordination. So the major highway will have signals coordinated for their green times, and the purpose is so that they keep on moving through the entire series of signals, and they will keep on finding green after green after green. Okay, clear? Okay, one thing which they showed in the video, I did not discuss it, and this is not the main point here for coordination. The main focus of the coordination is the movement on the main road. The movement of the main road. We want it to continue for as long as possible without stopping. Okay, so we want, if they have already crossed the signal, the first signal with green, so they will keep on moving until they reach the last one. This is our main aim. Okay, but something which was mentioned in the video, that sometimes the movement is blocked because of the minor street guys who don't find a space to move on. Okay, it was here. See this. Okay, so these guys now cannot move forward because they are stuck here. Okay, so if these guys, they found green here, then they reach here, they found again green, so they will keep on moving. So you will not have this queue here. Okay, no queue means this one will not be blocked. Okay, if this is not blocked, these guys will not be blocked as well. Okay, so you can see the effect if there is no coordination and the signals are very close to each other. Keep one thing in mind, this is only applied to signals which are close to each other. Okay, signals which are close to each other. Okay, and we see this problem a lot of times. There were signals near the Isa Town campus. Okay, near the under the bridge. Okay, there are some signals near Ansar Gallery, like you cross Ansar Gallery going towards Alan Bar. Okay, so there are signals there which are very close to each other. Okay, there are few in Rifa. The road from the clock tower, if you take the left turn towards Rifa, that road, and the Al Askar highway, Laskar or Maskar, what's the name? Askar. Okay, so that highway again near the Rifa area, the signals are very close, and in the morning you will see this very often. Okay, so in the coordination we are making sure the main street keeps on moving, the queue is not very long, and it will not block the minor streets as well, but we have to do it through the sensors. Okay. Okay, the last type, fully actuated. Fully actuated means all directions have sensors. Okay, but then you cannot coordinate them. So I told you what? Semi-actuated coordinated. There is no fully actuated coordinated because you cannot coordinate. For coordination, one side timings you have to fix. The timing of one of the roads you have to fix. Otherwise, what will you coordinate? If the timings keep on changing in all directions, how can you coordinate? There is no coordination there. Okay, so fully actuated is not coordinated, but all sides have sensors. So all the things are changeable. All signal timings are changeable. Green and yellow and the total time and so on and so forth. But there is a maximum and minimum time which is given in the signal. The timing can change in this range. It will never go out of this range. So you give it some practical values. For example, if the signal turns green and after 5 seconds it turns red. From green to red, 5 seconds. We need 3 seconds to put the phone away, right? Okay, and put the cup away and so on. Okay, so it's impractical. 5 seconds is impractical. Okay, so we give a minimum time for practical reasons, and we give a maximum time as well because cars are keep on coming. So what will happen to the other direction? They need time to go as well, right? Okay, so there's already a 1 kilometer queue here, but the cars from the other side are not stopping. So what do we do with the other side? So there's a maximum time as well. Okay, so timings are fixed under this maximum time, and this is what I was saying. This should not be applied to signals which are very close to each other. Okay, so they are applied to signals which are more than at least 0.5 miles. Okay, signals are very close to each other, try coordination, it will work better. Okay, yeah, in some cases you may use it for intersections which have low volume as well. Okay, because in high volume conditions, you understand, volume comes from one direction which is very high, I need to give more time to it, and it can happen in any direction, so I need to give more time. But it is the same case when you have low volume conditions as well. In high volume condition, if you have sensors, it will help you to give right amount of green time. In low volume conditions, if you have sensors, it will help you again to give right amount of green time and not make the other drivers wait for too long. Okay, this side has low volume, so why should the other side have a red of 40 seconds? Get my point? Okay, so even if the one side doesn't have any volume, it will just go for green for minimum time and then it will go to the other side. Okay, so it can work well in high volume as well as low volume conditions, or for night time conditions where again the volumes are very low, right, from every side. Clear? Okay.